रोहित जी।
हेलो
जी रोहित जी, तो
जी।
आई थिंक वी हैव टू स्टार्ट द प्रोग्राम।
Yes. Yeah. So first of all, hello everyone. A warm welcome you all. My name is Rohit Kathuria. I'm the national coordinator at Tinker for Bharat. So first of all, I would like to thank you, uh, Anurag sir, who is our mission director at Tinker for Bharat, and thank you Kaustubh ji, who is our national convener, and thank you Mr. Divyajyoti Mishra, who is joining us today as a subject matter expert. So today we have, participant joining us from all over the country to learn and collaborate together. So basically, this Tinker for Bharat program is focused around this STEM, robotics, and artificial intelligence. So I believe, and each and everyone, you has something valuable to contribute to this session and activities we have planned so far. So I would like to thank you all for joining us today. So your interest in this Tinker Educator program, I hope by end of this program, you will gain some knowledge, skills that will be, useful for your personal and professional growth. So I think we can start now. So let's start our, journey, learning journey together. So over to you, Kaustubh ji.
थैंक यू रोहित जी। सो वंस अगेन आप सभी का स्वागत है टिंकर एजुकेटर प्रोग्राम में। सो नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू इंट्रोड्यूस आवर टिंकर फॉर भारत कैंपेन। हम सब जानते हैं कि साइंस क्लब का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है हमारे देश में बहुत पुराना है। बहुत सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट साइंस क्लब जो कि गवर्नमेंट रन करती है। देन इसके अलावा विपनेट क्लब के बारे में आप सब लोग जानते होंगे, जो कि विज्ञान प्रसार रन करता है। बट जैसा कि आप सोच रहे हैं 21st सेंचुरी में अब साइंस से हम लोग ऊपर आ चुके हैं, यानी कि साइंस के साथ में टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग एंड मैथमेटिक्स ऐसी चीजें भी ऐड हो गई हैं। सो नाउ स्टेम इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन द साइंस। तो हम लोगों ने प्लान करा कि हम लोग एक स्टेम नेटवर्क क्रिएट करते हैं, क्लब नेटवर्क क्रिएट करते हैं। जैसे साइंस क्लब काम करते हैं वैसे ही हमारा स्टेम क्लब काम करेगा। देन एक स्टेम रोबो टेक्नोलॉजीज एंड जो स्टेम रोबो टेक्नोलॉजीज के साथ ग्रुप ऑफ कंपनीज है, जिसमें टिंकर कोडर्स है, एडिफाई है, एक्सनबिट है। हम सब ने मिलकर एक सीएसआर इनिशिएटिव शुरू करा है, टिंकर फॉर भारत, जिस प्रोग्राम में मैं एज ए नेशनल कन्वेनर हूँ। रोहित कटोरिया जी एज अ प्रोजेक्ट कोऑर्डिनेटर है। स्टेम रोबो हमारा एक तरीके से ट्रेनिंग पार्टनर है, वो सभी तरह का ट्रेनिंग हमें प्रोवाइड करा रहा है। अनुराग जी हमारे मिशन डायरेक्टर हैं। अगर राजीव जी हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं तो वो हमारे प्रोग्राम डायरेक्टर हैं। एंड ऑल्सो जो हमारी एडवाइजरी कमेटी है, इस समय नेशनल इनोवेशन फाउंडेशन के डायरेक्टर डॉक्टर अरविंद सी रनाडे हमारे एडवाइजरी कमेटी में है। इसके अलावा प्रोफेसर अभय करेंदकर डायरेक्टर फॉर आईआईटी कानपुर हमारी एडवाइजरी कमेटी में है। यानी कि टाइम टू टाइम हम, इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं, टाइम टू टाइम हमको इन लोगों का सपोर्ट, इन लोगों का एक तरीके से कह सकते हैं कि मार्गदर्शन और इनकी एडवाइस मिलती रहती है इस प्रोग्राम के लिए। तो जब हमने ये प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट किया तो हमें ऐसे लोगों से बात करने का मौका मिला जो कहीं ना कहीं लीड कर रहे हैं टॉप इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, या फिर साइंस एजुकेशन को ऑल अमंग द यूथ ऑफ द इंडिया आवर कंट्री। सो हम लोगों ने टिंकर फॉर भारत का कॉन्सेप्ट बताया, बहुत पसंद आया। देन फिर हम लोगों ने इसका प्लान किया कि टिंकर फॉर भारत इंडिया का पहला स्टेम एआई रोबोटिक्स कोडिंग नेटवर्क होगा। सो बेसिकली मैं टिंकर फॉर भारत के बारे में थोड़ा सा और आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा। तो जस्ट हमारा जो वेबसाइट है tinkerforbharat.org, ऑलमोस्ट so many of you have visited the website and you can see there the registration form which is available on the website. आप उस वेबसाइट को सिंपली वेबसाइट पर अवेलेबल फॉर्म को सिंपली फिल कर सकते हैं। एक अपने मन के मुताबिक कोई नाम दे सकते हैं क्लब का। जैसे सपोज कोई कलाम क्लब नाम दे सकता है, कोई रमन क्लब नाम दे सकता है, एक आप नाम भी दे सकते हैं। देन जैसे ही आप रजिस्ट्रेशन करेंगे उसके विद इन 1 मंथ आपको कुछ किट एक हमारी तरफ से जाएगा, जो कि टोटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है। और हमारी तरफ से एक ट्रेनिंग सेशंस प्रोग्राम जो कॉन्टिन्यूसली रन किए जाएंगे, जिससे कि जो स्टेम एजुकेशन का जो एक तरीके से टेक्निकल पार्ट है, वो हमारी तरफ से जो पूरी टीम स्टेम रोबो है वो इसके लिए टोटली वॉलेंटियरली काम कर रही है, और वो आपको इसके लिए ट्रेन भी करेंगे। क्लब रजिस्टर्ड करने के लिए आपके पास 10 मेंबर्स का होना बहुत जरूरी है। आप 10 यूथ मेंबर्स लेके क्लब रजिस्टर्ड कर सकते हैं। Then there are different categories in our Tinker for Bharat program. You can register in White Club, then you can switch in Bronze Club, Silver Club, then Golden Club, and then Platinum Club. हम लोगों ने कुछ ऐसा भी प्रोत्साहन कुछ आपके लिए भी करके रखा है कि जैसे जैसे आपका क्लब अपग्रेड होगा तो हम आपको किट के फॉर्म में, कुछ गिफ्ट के फॉर्म में, या ऐसा लैपटॉप जैसा ऐसा भी कुछ हमारा प्लान है कि हम आपको आगे के लिए करेंगे। तो इस प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए हमारे लिए जो टिंकर एडुकेटर प्रोग्राम है ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। और यहाँ पर बहुत सेलेक्टिव लोग ही जूम में हमारे साथ ऑनलाइन जुड़े हुए हैं। मैक्सिमम लोग हमारे यूट्यूब लाइव स्ट्रीम के जरिए इस प्रोग्राम को देख रहे होंगे। सो वेलकम वंस अगेन टू द टिंकर एडुकेटर प्रोग्राम। और ये इनिशिएटिव निश्चित रूप से ऑल ओवर इंडिया बहुत बड़ा मैं कह सकता हूँ कि चेंजिंग कॉज बनेगा, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के लिए कॉज बनेगा, जो कि कहीं ना कहीं देश में पढ़ने पढ़ाने के तरीके में बहुत बदलाव लाने वाला है। ऑल ओवर इंडिया आप सब लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। हम लोगों ने इसका स्टेट यूनिट फॉर्म करना स्टार्ट किया है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट यूनिट फॉर्म करना स्टार्ट किया है। आप भी अगर ऐसा कुछ मन में आपके है कि यू कैन just go for the popularization for STEM education, or you need any platform, then you can join the Tinker for Bharat initiative as a club coordinator, as a district coordinator, or as a state coordinator. Just you can connect with us. And now I would like to invite our mission director, Mr. Anurag Gupta ji. Please come forward. And STEM Robo इस तरह के प्रोग्राम को जिसने क्रिएट करा है उसके पीछे क्या सोच है और एआई स्टेम का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है इसके बारे में हमें बताए। देन हम आज के टेक्निकल सेशन को स्टार्ट करेंगे। तो ओवर टू यू अनुराग जी। अनुराग जी, स्टिल यू आर म्यूट।
Sorry, actually, I got disconnected. So you just finished your thought, or you have been waiting for?
I have finished about Tinker for Bharat, and now I would like to invite to why STEM Robo has taken the initiative of Tinker for Bharat, and what is the importance of STEM AI robotics for present education era. So please come forward and tell about the all initiative.
Okay, great. So thank you, Kaustubh ji, thank you, Rohit, Divyajyoti, and the whole STEM Robo team, Tinker for Bharat team, and thanks for all educators that you just for joining this session. So basically, this is a very good initiative. What I will say, actually, what we thought one day, we were sitting together with few educators, including Kaustubh ji. So what we thought that everyone is talking about tinkering, innovation, artificial intelligence, STEM education. So basically this has become the buzzword these days. Now you also know that according to new education policy, now it has become the mainstream. It has become the part of the regular course curriculum. So we thought that without educating the educators, it's not possible to bring an innovation culture. Okay, we impart a training to students, we impart a training to industry people, we impart a training to government people. But the thing is, educators who are directly connected with students, they are not well aware basically what is STEM, what is AI. No doubt few people are, they have already taken a self-initiative and they are doing something by themselves. But what we thought, why, or suppose something, if something is happening in this ecosystem, so only 1 day or 2 days workshop is going on. So then we thought, why shouldn't we have some common platform where our engineers, they could impart a training to teachers, not only 1 day or 2 day, it should be some regular course in a regular time period, in a regular frame. And teachers could also initiate, they can also take some initiative, They can also start their own activity center. They can also contribute something that how can they solve a real-time problem. Teachers, students, the whole ecosystem. So our main aim is how to bring an innovation culture among students at very early stage, and how we can contribute among society with the help of teachers and educators. So this was the main aim that we just started this Tinker for Bharat initiative. And I think Kaustubji, he might have already explained that there are such some government people or some renowned people like director of IIT and Ranadeji and some other people. They are also joining us very soon on our as a board member. So definitely. So gradually we will be learning about STEM education, robotics, artificial intelligence, and we will impart a training on a very regular basis. So now come to the STEM topic. So basically, no doubt, most of you people might be aware that what is STEM education. So basically, so just I want to emphasize over what is STEM: science, technology, engineering, math. Everybody is aware. Everybody is teaching science or math. Okay. So this has become the essential building blocks of a modern technology. It is an interdisciplinary approach to education that provides students with the knowledge and skill necessary to succeed in a rapidly changing world. And STEM education promotes also critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and collaboration, which are the essential of the innovation. So basically, once we talk about the innovation, so these are the building block, you can say. But no doubt, innovation, it's a very generic term. But once we talk about kids or teachers, so it starts from a science and technology. So you can say these STEM is a very basic building block. So STEM education helps to promote an innovation culture at very early stage by exposing us children to the concept and practices of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics at young age. And it also encourages children to think creatively and to approach problems with the solution-oriented mindset. This is very important thing, that we should have a very solution-oriented mindset. And by doing so, they can develop the critical thinking skills necessary to solve a complex problem and innovate new solutions. So moreover, STEM education provides children with the opportunity to learn about new technology, apply them to real world problems. And see, for example, students can design and build some robot that can perform a task autonomously, or they can learn about renewable energy sources and create an innovative solution to reduce our carbon footprints. So these days we are talking about climate change, or we are also talking a sustainable development goal. So these all things can be easily connected with our STEM education or robotics. And by applying what they learn in STEM education to real I have already explained that they can solve a real-time problem. They can develop the skill and knowledge necessary to innovate and create a changes. So STEM education also prepares children for future careers, because it's also connected with the future careers. STEM, it relates a STEM field. These fields are growing rapidly. There is a high demand for skilled professionals who can help. I think you might be aware, you can also get aware about your surrounding, that these days most of the job openings are related to artificial intelligence, robotics. So it also creates a job opportunities. They are better prepared to pursue a careers in these fields and contribute to the innovation culture of the future. So in nutshell, STEM education plays a very critical role in promoting an innovation culture at very early stage. And since we are in a K-12 segment, KG to 12 segment, so we will talk about more about the children, about our school going kids. So STEM education, this always provides the children with the knowledge, skills, and opportunities to develop a critical thinking and this problem solving and collaboration skills. So collaboration is also a very important thing. So by applying these skills to real world problem, students can learn to innovate and create a changes. So definitely we should continue to promote this STEM education. And we will also talk about robotics and artificial intelligence, tinkering, how it is connected with the tinkering, how it is connected with the Internet of Things. So these all things we will be discussing in near future, whatever session we have planned. So one thing, actually this today I have one lecture in one school in Delhi-based school. So I just discussed there that we all educators, we should focus that how we can correlate each and every topic, each and every science or technology topic with the real world. Just for example, very soon we will also discuss about STEM in sports, how we can teach Newton's third law, Newton's second law in a playground of a basketball, or how we can teach Bernoulli's theorem with how we can explain a swimming with the help of Bernoulli's theorem. So our aim, our team is working on that part, that how we can connect each and every topic with the in a sports ground. In a similar way, can we also talk about STEM in agriculture? These days, our government is also focusing on agriculture. So can we also discuss about what should be the soil quality? So can we calculate a soil? Can we also observe a soil quality of a soil in a field with the help of technology? So these all things can be done by students and teachers. One very important thing which here I would like to bring under your notice, or just I would like to share with you all, what I observe that K-12 segment, most of the educators, they hesitate. There is always apprehension. उनको ये लगता है कि भाई ये टेक्नोलॉजी है तो मेरे लिए नहीं बना, मैं तो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में नहीं हूँ, मैंने बीटेक नहीं किया, तो मेरे लिए ये टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं बना. लेकिन believe me, all respected educators here, I have worked a lot of educators, K-12 teachers. In fact, there is a live example of Kaustubh ji. He is a science teacher there, but I think इनके सामने most of the BTech and MTech guy, they are failed because he is working on a real ground level. So the thing is कि there should not be any apprehension to learn a technology. मेरा एक फंडा बहुत clear है. If anyone can play the mobile phone, okay, so you can teach all these technologies. CBSE people or some state board, they are also introducing all these technology, all these skill subject in your course. So that means there definitely बहुत ज़्यादा brainstorming हुआ होगा, बहुत सारे researchers होंगे, scientists होंगे, and after having all these discussion, then only they introduced these subject in your course curriculum. So in coming session, definitely we will discuss more about robotics, STEM education, how it can be correlate with our surrounding, okay, and how we can solve a real-time problem. कुछ हम आपका, maybe if you invite, so definitely we would also like to visit your school and would like to work on some ground level work. So these are the things just I wanted to share with you. And if you have any questions, so definitely you can just send it via a chat box. And definitely we have a very big plan, and this is आप ये कह सकते हो, we want to bring a revolution in this field. Everybody is talking, but all things are happening in a bit and pieces. Okay, so what we want कि जब तक जो स्कूल टीचर है वो अगर फ्रंट में नहीं आएगा तो ये सब चीजें पॉसिबल नहीं होंगी. And it is directly connected to our economy. This is very important thing. See, once you teach to a student, definitely there will be a concept of product development. This thought will come to students' mind. उनके दिमाग में ये चीजें आएंगी और फिर वो प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट का कॉन्सेप्ट आएगा. डेफिनेटली इसकी वजह से जॉब भी क्रिएट होगा। तो बेसिकली एक साथ कई चीजें हो रही हैं, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप माइंडसेट डेवलप हो रहा है, जॉब भी क्रिएट होगा, नए नए प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट होंगे, तो हमारी चाइना पे हमारी डिपेंडेंसी कम होगी। तो बेसिकली व्हाट आई मीन टू से कि जस्ट विद द हेल्प ऑफ दीज टेक्नोलॉजी, दीज टेक्निकल इनिशिएटिव, we can also take our country at a next level. So this is just a vision what we have, just not, and it should not be limited to just as a speech or a workshop or seminar. Definitely we have a plan, and in fact I would like to convey you all, अगर हम कभी भूलते हैं या हम कभी लेट होते हैं, प्लीज ड्रॉप अ मैसेज कि आपने उस दिन ये चीज बोला था एंड यू हैव स्टॉप्ड दिस डेट एंड यू आर नॉट कंटिन्यूइंग द थिंग्स। डेफिनेटली वी विल टेक केयर एंड अगेन वी विल स्टार्ट इट। सो दिस इज जस्ट रिक्वेस्ट टू यू ऑल, लेट्स टेक दिस इनिशिएटिव, एंड डेफिनेटली इसमें सबके अपने अपने टेक्निकल एंड फाइनेंशियल दोनों सबके आपके बेनिफिट भी हैं। तो Kaustubh ji, he will be explaining later how you can associate in a more collaborative way, in a more interactive way. So definitely we will be keep working. Thank you everyone.
Thank you अनुराग जी। So now अब टाइम हो रहा है टेक्निकल सेशंस को स्टार्ट करने का। मैं आपको दोबारा से रिमाइंड कराना चाहूंगा, देयर आर 8 सेशंस एंड 2 सेशंस पर वीक। मींस आज एक थर्सडे को फर्स्ट सेशन है, देन सेकंड सेशन मंडे को होगा। और इस मीटिंग के जस्ट जब क्लोजिंग का टाइम होगा, देन रोहित जी एक लिंक शेयर करेंगे जो फीडबैक का लिंक होगा। उस फीडबैक को लिंक आपको 8 का मतलब 8 फीडबैक लिंक्स आपको फिल करने हैं। अगर आप फिल करेंगे देन आपको हम सर्टिफिकेट देने वाले हैं, और अगर आप 8 सेशंस को अटेंड नहीं करेंगे देन हम लोग आपको सर्टिफिकेट नहीं देने वाले। सर्टिफिकेट न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के अकॉर्डिंग आपके लिए बहुत बेनिफिशियल होगा। सो प्लीज सेशंस को पूरा आप कवर करिए, और जो फीडबैक लिंक रोहित जी लास्ट में शेयर करेंगे उसको फिल करिए, एंड उसी डेटा के बेसिस पे हम लोग लास्ट में आपको सर्टिफिकेट भी प्रोवाइड करेंगे। सो आई थिंक ओवर टू दिव्य ज्योति जी, जो कि वो पूरे सेशंस लेने वाले हैं, पूरा आपको एक्सप्लेन करेंगे किस तरीके से आगे के हमारे सेशंस होंगे। So मैं दिव्य ज्योति जी
so just I would like to share everyone the today's session, it would be little shorter, and because हम एक introduction session भी रहा मेरा और कौस्तुभ जी का, तो it we have already taken a time. तो दिव्य ज्योति जी आप you can finish it in within a 20 minute, okay? Sure. And then later after क्यों कौस्तुभ जी, is it fine?
Perfect. Yeah.
And then later onwards we will be having a more technical session from a further. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, so over to Divya Jyoti ji.
Thank you everyone. Thank you Kaustubh ji. Thank you Anurag sir for giving this opportunity. So आज जैसा अभी अनुराग सर भी डिस्कस कर रहे थे, STEM, why STEM is important for our education system. New education policy से गवर्नमेंट क्या-क्या चेंजेस लाना चाह रही है in the education system. What kind of revolution our government is trying to bring in the society of our education system. We are going to discuss about it a little bit technical. We will be going जहाँ पे हम discuss करेंगे कि कैसे we can implement the STEM curriculum with our academics. As a subject teacher, when you are going to the class, how can you take any topic that you are covering, उसको कैसे relate कर सकते हो real world scenarios से, so that that topic can be converted into a STEM curriculum. That will be our focus. So let me present my screen with you guys. So I hope my screen is visible to you. Okay. So as the name suggests from our company also, our company's name is STEM Robo. That is science, technology, engineering, mathematics that we're going to discuss about today. And to implement this STEM curriculum, we use multiple technology or multiple tools. Okay, robotic is one of the tools that we use. So when I come to overview of our company and what we do, okay, so basically our company's focus is to implement STEM curriculum among the students, among the teachers, so that at the same they can understand. Just a bit, I think my video is fluctuating. Okay. So what is our focus is to develop a 21st century skills. अगर हम 21st century skills की बात करते हैं तो हमारा फोकस ये रहेगा कि किस तरह से जो है बच्चे क्या क्या न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रही हैं जिससे हम बच्चों को 21st century skills के बारे में बता सकते हैं और साथ में कैसे जो है हम स्टेम कैरिकुलम को इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं। सो यहाँ पे जो हमारा फोकस रहेगा, टूल जो हम यूज करेंगे वो रहेगा रोबोटिक्स, कोडिंग, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड मशीन लर्निंग और ऑगमेंटेड रियलिटी एंड वर्चुअल रियलिटी। ओके, सो हम इसको फोकस करेंगे। नाउ व्हेन आई come back to the topic that we are going to discuss today, that is STEM education. Okay, so what is STEM education? Why it's been a requirement required for the current education system? So जैसा अभी previous sessions में भी discuss हुआ, STEM education is a you can say integrated curriculum. Okay, मेरे पास एक छोटा सा वीडियो है जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहूँगा, where we'll be seeing what is STEM really all about, किस तरह से जो है हम इन टॉपिक्स को जो है रियल वर्ल्ड में यूज कर सकते हैं। तो लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन। Okay, so this is a small video about the STEM.
What is STEM? STEM is not just a subject at school. It's a way of thinking and doing, and an important skill set that could see your generation working together to solve some of the world's greatest challenges. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering and mathematics. But it's not about being an expert in all of those things. Instead, it's about harnessing the essential, transferable skills behind them. Scientists know how to hypothesize, experiment, analyze and evaluate what they discover. Technology can make our lives better. Designers of all sorts work together to make everyday tasks more effective and more fun. Engineers don't just wear hard hats. They are problem solvers that work on some of the world's biggest challenges, like creating bionic limbs for people with disabilities or exploring outer space. Mathematics teaches us how to quantify data and how physics rules the world around us. With mathematics, we can implement change and minimise error. You won't have to master all of these skills either. Teamwork is an essential STEM skill. Take the search for new energy sources, for example. Geologists and geophysicists search for gas deposits. Engineers help you design and run platforms and processing plants. Construction teams work to build essential infrastructure under the supervision of project managers, and environmental scientists work with everyone every step of the way. Playing to your strengths and working in a team will have you creating a greater impact than if you were working alone. It would.
Okay, so as you can see from this video, कि STEM के बारे में एक बहुत ही अच्छे से एक छोटे से स्मॉल क्लिप में एक्सप्लेन किया गया है कि STEM का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि हर बच्चा इंडिविजुअल सब्जेक्ट में एक्सपर्ट बन जाएगा। उसका फोकस ये है, द फोकस बिहाइंड द STEM एजुकेशन इज दैट एवरी चाइल्ड शुड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस बिहाइंड, ओके, सो दैट व्हेन दे विल बी वर्किंग ऑन एनी प्रोजेक्ट, व्हेन दे विल बी लाइक हियर दे हैव टेकन an example of geothermal energy, where multiple teams are working with each other. So when they have a understanding कि engineer की क्या responsibility होगी, what will be the responsibility of scientists, what will be the responsibility of project managers, so they can easily coordinate with each other and make the work very faster. So STEM का भी यही focus है कि बच्चों को एक ऐसा inclusive curriculum देना जहाँ पे वो they understand the physical implementation of or application of the scientific concept and the mathematical concept. At the same time, they understand how these technology works or how they can create their own technology, so that when in the future they go for any job where they will be working with a team, बिकॉज आप चाहे फाइनेंस फील्ड में जाओगे या आप किसी टेक्निकल फील्ड में जाओगे वेयर यू गो फॉर सम मैनेजमेंट लेवल कोर्सेज, यू हैव टू कोलैबोरेट इन अ ऑफिस और अ कॉर्पोरेट इन्वायरमेंट. उस समय जो है द स्किल्स दैट यू हैव गेन थ्रू दिस सिस्टम will be a more beneficial thing. Okay, so coming back to our presentation. Yeah. So let me put my screen. Yeah, coming back to our presentation. So this is the whole concept of STEM that we are trying to inculcate among the students, so that they understand it's not about becoming an expert, but it's all about understanding the basic of these things and having a strong foundation. Because abhi kya hota hai, whenever we learn any concept, okay, if we don't know how that concept is applied in a real world, we forget these things very easily. Jaise abhi I was taking a session in one of our school. So I asked a few of the students, do you remember echo concept? They are from class 12. And many of them were not able to reply कि उन्होंने echo पढ़ा तो है, but what is echo? So they are not able to apply because they don't understand the physical application of those concepts in a real world. आप सबने एक मैं छोटा सा example लेता हूँ. You might have seen automatic doors, right? As you go nearby, the doors automatically open for you. Okay, have you seen it? Yeah. So the technology that being used in those doors, okay, is based on echo concept, where a sound wave is being generated, it gets deflected back from your body, okay, and the door calculate the distance. What is your distance from the door? And when it comes to a certain distance which has been programmed in the door, it automatically opens for you. So this kind of concept is being taught to the students. Okay, you are already covering these concepts in your academics. When you relate these concepts in the future, कि किस तरह से इसका practical application हो रहा है real world में, this will become a STEM curriculum where the concept that they'll be learning will remain with them for throughout their life. Okay, आप सब as a teacher हो, आपने देखा भी होगा, whenever you perform the experiment, you teach students to experiment on concept. वो concept बच्चे throughout the life you remember रखते हैं. But जो चीजें वो theoretical पढ़ते हैं only for the examination, they forget it. They forget the use of those things. So that is the main focus कि जो भी concept science में पढ़ रहे हैं, what will be the physical application of those. So keeping that in mind, like I was talking about STEM, so we use multiple tools to implement this. Okay, one of the tools that we use is called robots, okay, or robotics in a term. So when I ask the simple definition of a robotics, like what is a robot? So first definition comes that robot is a machine. Then now the question arises, how a robot is different than a simple machine? Like fan is also a machine, but how a robot will be different? So the difference is that a machine that can sense, that can think, and then they can take the action is called robot. Okay, so there are multiple autonomous machines that are coming now nowadays, जहाँ पे sensor technology को use किया जा रहा है. So like in our body there are 5 sense organ, right? जिससे हम पूरे environment को perceive करते हैं. Similarly, we have with us this small device we keep in our pocket, okay, which has more than, can you guess how many sensors this device, a smartphone that we carry, might have? Yes, it's around 50 plus sensors might be there. A good phone like Apple and some advanced phone can have more than 50 sensors in it. Okay, so these are the sense, like we have eyes to see, robot has camera, we have ear to hear, robot has microphone, we have skin to feel the touch, robot has touch sensor. Okay, we have mouth to speak, robot has speaker. Okay, so these are the devices that a machine has to interact with the human, so that they can understand a human and machine interaction can be made easier. At the same time, like we have a brain. Okay, now the topic that comes is called intelligence. Okay, so when I talk about intelligence, अगर हम human intelligence की बात करते हैं, so human intelligence is something like how a process of learning a things, understanding the concept behind it, and then taking action is called intelligence, right? जहाँ पे जैसे आपने काफी चीजें सीखी होंगी बचपन से, आपने लेटर सीखे, फिर उसके वर्ड सेंटेंस बनाना सीखे. Now you have this understanding what is these letters, how these sentences are being made. So whenever you see any text, you can read it properly. So that is a human intelligence. Okay. कुछ चीजें हम इंस्टेंट सीख लेते हैं ऑन आवर इंस्टिंक्ट. जैसे आई थिंक सब अपने बच्चों को भी बोलते होंगे आप सब लोग कि डोंट प्ले विद द फायर. ओके. बट हम सब ने भी फायर के बारे में कहीं ना कहीं अपने एक्सपीरियंस से ही सीखा है. Because in any point of time, we might have gone little burned by the fire. Now that memory is being stored in our brain, and the future action that we'll be taking while handling any hot thing or a fire will be based on that memory. Okay. So similarly, a robot has this concept where they have a brain kind of thing. So for the robot brain, we use CPU or a microcontroller. जहां पे हम उसके डिसीजंस को एंटर करते हैं. दैट इंटेलिजेंस इज कॉल्ड अ मशीन लर्निंग और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. ओके. नाउ यूजिंग द सेंस ऑर्गन और द सेंसर्स एंड द मशीन लर्निंग, they perform the activities that they are being designed for. Okay. So this is the whole focus of robotics. Now how it's been related with the science. Okay. So when I talk about the different components of robots, so it has mechanical component, it has electronics component, it has a coding system, it has a computational system where you can give the command and it can operate accordingly. So हम अगर academics की बात करते हैं, so in the academics we cover the subjects like force, motion, friction, gear, lever. So ये concept हम बच्चों को theoretically पढ़ाते हैं, कुछ diagrams के through जो है बच्चों को explain करने की कोशिश करते हैं. But the most understanding a child will get about these concepts will be through the help of will be through the help of hands-on activity. Okay. So coming to the next point, these are the few of the 21st century skills that is very much required. Okay. So coming to the point that I was discussing, right now आपने देखा भी होगा अपने छोटे बच्चों को भी, when they get the access of any technology, whether it's mobile phone or an internet or a laptop, they can access it more easily than us, okay, or our previous generation, because they are quite handy with it, और इस तरह से ecosystem भी है कि they can easily access it. But when it comes to the concept, how that technology is working, okay, like I was given an example of autonomous gate system, जहाँ पे आप near जाते हैं and automatically the gate opens. So if you ask the students of your class 5th or 6th, like how this system is working, they will not be able to tell you. Okay. But the concept of is being taught in grade 5 and 4. Okay. Few of the autonomous door use IR sensor, infrared sensor, that you'll be learning in next coming technical sessions. Okay. जिसमें body temperature को detect करता है वो sensor. Now, class 4th students, in the class 4th student, there is a concept of heat where we will be taught that a light color reflect the heat and dark color absorb the heat. Now that sensor work on the same principle. So it's our focus through activity-based learning or through experiential way of learning, we give them the exposure of these technologies. So like I was giving an example of mechanical where the students are learning about force, motion, friction, lever, gear, pulley, these kind of concepts they are learning. So when they'll be coming to this lab or when they'll be performing the activities where they can understand how these mechanics work, like उन्होंने JCB देखा होगा, and using the simple cardboard and syringe, if they can create a model where a JCB type of hydraulic connection can be done. So through that activity, they can understand that concept more deeply. So when in any phase of life, when they hear a term like hydraulics and everything, they will understand, okay, I have done my experiment, I have created this project. That was very great, JCB using the cardboard and a syringe, and I understand what is hydraulic. Okay, so this is how we can relate with the real the science concept that we are talking. So as a teacher, it is our responsibility that if we are going for training any technology, we should do a little bit of research and see what is the physical application of those concepts in a real world. जो भी कॉन्सेप्ट हम पढ़ा रहे हैं, चाहे वो साउंड का हो, चाहे वो लाइट का हो, या whether it's from the mechanics, okay, what is a real world application, and if we can have a small activities around it. Okay, so through activity based learning, this is our focus to change, to transfer a student from just being a consumer of technology to the innovator of technology, where they understand these concepts very easily. Okay, now the next phase of tech, you can say growth comes in the student when they have this understanding. Now it's a human nature. When you understand something, you want to do something out of it, right? So this curiosity level will be using in the next phase of learning. It's called project based learning, where we give them a problem statement to solve. Okay, now what happens, like when you give a problem statement, they will see how that problem can be solved. They can divide it into a smaller part. Okay, we have a term called design thinking that we'll be discussing in later classes, where we can discuss how a complex problem can be simplified in a way that it can be taught very easily to the students. So this project-based learning approach is being used to make them a creator of technology, where they have a proper holistic understanding of a concept. At the same time, they can create their own projects. Okay, let me give you an example of few of our schools, students, school-going students who are doing fabulous job in this. Okay, so like I was discussing about the activity-based learning and a project-based learning. So I'll be sharing some of the example of those things. Okay, so like when I give you a problem statement can be from any point of view. Okay, like everyone might have faced a difficult situation in COVID. I think no family was there which was not touched during this COVID second wave. Okay, so we have seen in the news in our families also that there were so many patients in the hospital. There was no proper staff to give them a medicine or take care of it, right? So we gave this problem statement to our children, and we have taught them different technology, how the mechanics work, how the electronics work, how you can code or give command to a machine to perform a particular task. We have teach those concepts through activity based learning to them, and after learning, they come to the conclusion that yes, I have learned multiple concepts that I can use or utilize to solve this problem. Okay, so we have given this problem statement to one of our school in Delhi to class 9th students, and they have created a wonderful project called MedBot. Okay, it's a bot, it's a robot that can go from patient to patient, and every patient will have a card, okay, which will be storing the medical history of that patient. So they just have to show the card to a robot, and a prescribed medicine along with a glass of water will be dispersed. Okay, so let me share my screen to see a small video how these things are working, how students are doing these activities in a school.
India is a big country, and we know that the population increases rapidly, and so does the diseases. In case of emergency, the doctors and nurses are busy with the emergency patient, and thus the regular patients are unable to get their medication on time. So we came up with a solution, MedBot.
In MedBot, we have RFID reader which reads the patient's prescription, a water pump module which provides a glass of water to the patient. MedBot's hands are movable so that they can hand over medicine to the patient. Apart from this, it also works in automatic mode in which it follows the track to reach the patient at a particular time and give the medicine. It can also interact with the patient.
MedBot, which has two mechanisms for giving out the medicines. One is for the liquid medicine and another is in the form of solid tablets. So all the solid tablets come out in its hand by the virtue of this RFID card. When the patient will press this RFID card, you will see that it would display a message, take medicine, and the name of the medicine would be displayed.
This is our model. Now we will see the views of community on the model.
What are the main reasons of that you are not able?
So as you can see from this video, that they have done a proper research also, okay, and the solution that they have created, they have the concept that they have learned through activity-based learning. They have utilized that to create a project that can solve a real-world problem. Similarly, there are multiple projects. One of the projects that I'm going to showcase you is by the school, Ramjas School students. And what they have done, they have created a mobile system for the blind, where a blind person can dial a number on their fingertips. Okay, let's see how they have understood this problem statement and created a project that can solve this problem in a very fabulous manner. So this is usually the mobile phone look like, right? There are multiple buttons. Now everything is on the touch screen. So a blind person cannot feel the thing, where the touch screen starts. So what they have done, they have created a glove which will have the number system in it. So they just have to use their fingertips to dial a number and a call can be done. They just put it near their ear and a mouth and can speak to a person. So as you can see, they have dialed a number, now the call is coming to the mobile. So this kind of solution, okay, it's not like something very complex. Through the simple activities, they have learned this concept, okay. Through proper 1 hour activities, they have learned how this technology works. Now, after learning these things, they have applied this concept to create a solution out of it. Okay, so this is the application of STEM learning in a real world situation. Now there are multiple like STEM is not only related to something of a technology. Okay, STEM can be used in multiple domains like irrigation system, agriculture, manufacturing industry, automobile industry, aeronautic industries, so medical industry, biomedical, all these things uses the STEM curriculum. So in the future, any field that you will be choosing will be having a STEM components with. So this is one of another project where they have created a smart irrigation system where you don't have to remember कि कब आपको अपने flower pot में जो है water डालना है. Your flower pot will tell you that I need a water and please irrigate. So you can see there is a sensor that detects the moisture level of a system. Okay, as you can see, the moisture was not there, the soil was dry, so the automatically the motor started and it started irrigating the system. As the moisture level reached the prescribed level, automatically the motor will be switched off and the system will again start when the moisture is required. So this kind of system student can create. They can solve a real world problem using a problem statement that they see in their daily life. Okay, these are the things that they are seeing in their daily life. Okay, so this is our focus, that through STEM education we can deliver something worthwhile which will make their learning experience a concept of these of the things that they are learning in their science and mathematics in a real world scenario. What will be the application of it, and also to come up with a solution, because the future generation we need is is a generation that can solve the problem. Okay, there are many problems that will be coming, like global climate change is coming. You might have seen the impact that during this time, so the India is becoming so hot. Food crisis will be coming. Okay, you might have gone through UN Sustainable Goal Development goals, where the UN has given 13 problem statements that need to be solved by our real current engineers and the scientists. So our students' minds are very flexible. In this age, if you mold it in such a way that they can think out of a box, okay, they can think what else can be done. Okay, so this will create a solution that we have not thought of. Okay, because definitely when we go for the engineering or the PhD level, our mindset become quite narrow, that this is only the process that we can take to solve any problem. But the child mind is very supple. Okay, by giving a proper or a small encouragement, we can shape it in such a way that they can think out of box, and sometimes a very common sense solution is there present for every problem that we might miss, but our children can find it. Okay, so that kind of society, that kind of community we want to develop with the help of STEM education, by bringing this to a school complex, so that every child who is learning about these concepts in academics should have a proper understanding how this technology works in a real world scenario. And at the same time, they learn about the collaboration, the creativity, the imagination, the problem solving skills. These are the 21st century skills that will be more critical. Okay. Now the companies are not looking what is your grade, have you achieved a first rank or something or not. They are asking about a problem statement. Okay, this is a problem. How will you solve it? So these 21st century is very much required. Okay, this COVID time has taught us that without a collaboration, without a technology involvement, without any Zoom or a Google Meet, we cannot run any school or industry. Okay, so this is a time where we can bring the transition, and NEP is also focusing, the government is also focusing on this, and this will be the main agenda of all our trainings that we'll be going forward with. Okay, where we'll be discussing how these concepts can be brought to at a root level, so that you as a teacher can implement in a real world scenario. Okay, so if you have any question or doubt, you can ask them on the chat channel. We'll be trying to give you the reply on that. Okay, and meanwhile, I will invite Mr. Kaustubh sir to Mr. Kaustubh. Yeah, Rohit. Okay. Yes, over to Mr. Anurag sir. Okay, I think sir, you are on mute. Let me see.
Yeah, so thank you, Divijyoti. And thank you, everyone. So definitely, as per schedule, we will have a next our training session. So next session would be more technical session. Maybe we can start from some programming or some robotics stuff. And we will definitely ensure that once you join, so it should be fruitful, and there should be some proper takeaway for you. It should not be just like a lecture or just like a conference kind of model. So definitely from next onwards, we will have a more, we will focus more on a technical hands-on session. And if you have any questions, so definitely you can write here in chat box. And anyway, in a group, Tinker for Bharat group, we all are available. Mr. Rohit and Mr. Kaustubh, they will reply. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining. Thanks for giving your time. And let's have a big dream to make our country. Or there is another thing, how we can increase our this innovation index. Okay, I think you might be aware that now our innovation index number is, I think we come on the position of a 45 or 50. Okay, so how can we become how we can come on a under 3 position? So let's take a target, and definitely we can do in that way. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for giving your precious time.
Thank you, Mr. Divyajyoti. Thank you, Anurag sir. Thank you all. Thanks for joining us. So we'll look forward to upcoming session, which is from starting on Monday. Thank you all.
Yeah, Rohit, can you share the feedback form?
Yes. We'll share in the group. Sure.
Yeah, sure. The feedback form will be shared in the group, sir. Few of you are asking for the